Hi there, my name is Whitney and welcome to TEFLPros. TEFLPros is your online source for learning how to teach English both overseas and online. On today's call, I sat down with our recent grad, Kristal, to hear all about her experience on our TEFLPros Plus course. Hey, Kristal.
Hey, how are you, Whitney?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Congratulations on graduating today.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking some time to share your experience with other people. We really appreciate it.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Would you mind just starting out sharing with folks a little bit about um, how this idea of getting TEFL certified came about, maybe a bit about your background and what led to that decision?
Sure. Yeah, so I taught high school science for 10 years and made the decision to be a stay-at-home mom when we adopted our second son. And then I started, because he speaks a different language, I started learning a second language myself and realizing, oh, I really love languages. I really like learning languages. I was teaching him as well because I needed to teach him English. And so it just kind of opened a whole new world for me. And so when my kids now they're both in school and I started thinking about going back into teaching, and man, I think I want to stick with language. So that's how I ended up starting to search the TEFL courses and see what was out there and how to do it.
Yeah, your story is so cool. I love this that already a career teacher and then found this love of language learning, language teaching, and made that pivot. Um, and we were just talking previously that her prior teaching experience definitely shines through in in her
Oh,
progress on the course. She's a
thank
lesson
you.
planner, guys. She's an excellent lesson planner. Um, so
Thank you.
if you wouldn't mind, just step people through that process. You're like, okay, I think I really like language learning and language teaching. So if I go back into teaching, it might be more along that vein. I need a TEFL. What kind of process did you go through to determine what type of course to take?
So I searched through websites, blogs, read all kinds of reviews, uh, polled my own friends. Like, some of them knew people that taught online, and some of them have actually done it. So I kind of feelers out all over the place. And honestly, it was kind of hard to find exactly. I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't find solid answers. Like just Google searching and reading reviews, because all the information was different. All the places I kept finding seemed very different. Um, And so then I found TEFL Pros, and I liked that the blog was on the website, so I was able to really kind of see um, what this company was all about. And then you were required to do an interview, which was, before you could sign up for the course, which I was a bit nervous about. But I have to say now that I did that, I would tell everybody to pick up the phone or schedule an interview and actually speak to somebody from the program, because that was the best thing for me. When I talked to you, I felt like, okay, they know what they're doing. They're they're legit. I feel comfortable with this program. Like I I was able to get all of my questions answered without digging. Um, and so just talking to you that first time made it a lot easier than all the hours I spent digging through the web.
Yeah, this industry is not the easiest to parse through. So I get where you're coming from with that. Sometimes just talking to a human, uh, whether it's our course or another person's course, like it's just nice to talk to someone who's like, okay, this is how the industry works. This is what some of that terminology refers to. and get those
Mm.
questions answered. So very
Right,
understandable.
because even the online platforms, when you look at the requirements for applying to be a tutor, it's not really that clear what you're supposed to do, exactly what certification you need. There are a lot of them that it's not very clear.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's a good point.
talking to somebody is really best.
Oh, and so you made the choice to get started on your TEFL, and I'm very curious, especially with your background being in teaching already. What was that experience like for you, Kristal?
Mm, I I really like this course a lot. Um, I think it has a very nice balance for people who are first getting into the profession and the education teaching profession, and for people who have already been teaching for a period of time. Because one of my biggest concerns is I didn't want to go back to square one and all back all through the classroom management and here's how to do this and but then what I liked about this course is it reviewed it in a way that if you're doing it the first time, you're still learning how to do it. If you're doing it for the 10th time since you've been teaching for 10 years, you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That's a good point." But so I thought it was a really nice balance, and I liked that I could work at my own pace, especially having kids at home, and I liked that I really like the classroom observations, being able to watch somebody do it and not just watch them, but have their lesson plans there to compare with here's what a lesson plan looks like, and here's how they're actually doing that. So from paper to practice was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we both know like there's such a huge difference there between all that work you put in on the lesson plan and then how it actually looks in a classroom setting. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
I enjoyed the program a lot. And I also like the Facebook group, the accountability posts and that it really is if people utilize it, it really does help keep you accountable and keep you moving. And it was nice as I know during the time that I was in it, there were a few other people that would comment on each other's posts and congratulate people, and I liked that community aspect as well.
that's great.
Mm.
Wonderful. Well, if someone came to you, Kristal, and they were like, okay, I'm thinking about getting TEFL certified, or I'm thinking about moving into this language teaching space, is there any advice that you would give to them?
I think I would tell them, like we talked before, um, don't just research on your own, but talk to somebody. Talk, call the program, and just ask questions. It's the best way to get answers and see if you really want to move forward with it. Is talk to somebody who knows what's going on in the program, and you can just get so much more out of a conversation than reading on the web. And the second thing I would say is um, don't let fear of the unknown hold you back because I think that when we get uncomfortable is when we experience the most growth. And get uncomfortable. You won't regret it.
I love that.
you'll learn you'll
Wonderful.
learn something either way.
That is wonderful advice, Kristal.